Gemini, thank you for joining me. This is your horoscope for October 2016. It's really nice to be with you. On the 1st of October, we have the new moon happening in Libra, and that, oh, you're going to be so happy about this. It happens in your 5th house of romance, okay? So I've done a separate video on the new moon in Libra. Check out that video. The new moon is always a time of planting seeds of intention and really focusing on a specific energy for the month ahead. And in Libra, it's all about making connections, new connections, building positive bridges between you and other people. But you're going to benefit from this particularly because it's in the area of romantic relationships. So you, Gemini, have the real potential and opportunity to become a lovebird here in October, to really find a positive relationship which you can connect with in a really loving, fun, and positive way. So really put that on your to-do list. You're really blessed. And by the end of October, you'll be surprised at how much progress you've made in the area of your romantic life. On the 2nd of October, the moon moves forward, still in Libra, but now it opposes Uranus in Aries in your 11th house. There may be some sort of conflict between what you want to achieve in your life regarding your hopes and dreams and this desire to connect on a romantic level. For you, it's actually quite simple. Why not combine the things, focus on romance, and you'll be able to progress and achieve the things that you want to achieve in your romantic life. On the 3rd and 4th, the moon moves forward into Scorpio, into your 6th house, and it joins Venus, Black Moon, Lilith, and your midheaven in Scorpio in that 6th house. So there's a deep emotional connection with work, what you're doing with work, how you feel about work, whether it matches your aspirations. And if you feel dissatisfied about your work over the 3rd and 4th, then you know that this isn't really something that is aligned with who you are. If you feel very, very happy with your working life over the 3rd and 4th, you can really know that you're being truthful with yourself and that you're doing something that you really love and care about. So this is a good 2-day period for people who are a little bit iffy about their working situation to really make a decision one way or another. On the 5th, the moon now goes into Sagittarius and it conjuncts Saturn in Sagittarius in your 7th house. So really clear focus on moving forward with your relationships. And on the 5th, if you're in a committed, serious relationship, I think you may feel quite comfortable and at ease making a long-term commitment. So with that said, if you're looking to make things more solid, in terms of your relationships, look to the 5th. People are going to be open to that kind of thing. Now, on the 6th of October, Mars begins to conjunct Pluto, and this is important because they stay in conjunction until the 28th of October, until the end of the month. Mars is the planet of war and desire, Pluto's transformation, and both of them are in the sign of Capricorn to do with work in the 8th house. So it's very likely that you feel confident and you feel focused on making changes to your working life, especially if you're an employee. If you work for other people and earlier in the month you kind of discovered that you weren't that happy working for the company you work for, then these two are going to give you the push to make the changes that you want to make and to be able to kind of change jobs or even change industry. So they will support you for the rest of the month, and if you aren't happy in your work, use that energy to really make positive changes. On the 7th of October, the moon is now in Sagittarius, and it trines Uranus in Aries in your 11th. So there's a real, again, desire to improve your relationships and to have a commitment, to make a commitment to another person. So you may be proposing this month, who knows. On the 8th of October, the moon goes into Capricorn. It conjuncts Mars and Pluto there. So this is the biggest day for making job changes. If you lack confidence and if you're like, oh, you know, who do I really think I am? I've got to stay put in this job that I really hate. If you think along those lines, the 8th is going to be a great day to give you actual self-confidence to make those changes. The first quarter moon occurs on the 9th. This is when the moon is halfway to becoming a full moon. It's also in Capricorn and it squares your sun in Libra. And this is about working on your romantic relationships. Great day for romance, great day for commitment, and great day for actually dealing with the difficult stuff and saying, let's work through this, let's move forward to a better place and improve this relationship. On the 10th, 11th, and 12th of the month, the moon is in Aquarius in your 9th house, so you may feel very inclined to learn something, to study something which is going to allow you to support and help humanity in some way. So I really think you feel like a humanitarian around this time of the month. At the same time, we've got a T-square which motivates you, and that is to move forward and to get clearer on your dream when it comes to your working life and what you ultimately want to end up doing. So that's a big theme for you, Gemini. That's a big theme throughout the month. This question around, am I happy in my work? Do I want to make changes? Do I want to alter things? If the answer is yes, I do want to make changes, you are super supported here in October. Make use of that energy. And don't be scared. On the 13th and 14th, the moon is in Pisces in your 10th, and this is another chance to really check in and to say, is this something I like? Is this job something that speaks to me, that is aligned with who I am? If it isn't, you will feel a sense of disappointment, sadness around these 2 days. And again, you can use that as a sign that you're not in the right position. The moon goes into Aries on the 15th and joins Uranus in your 11th. So again, this is a sense of I can achieve my hopes and dreams. Uranus is sitting there for the whole of the month, and it is saying, if you dream it, you can do it. And that really pushes you and motivates you to do things independently and to go your own way. Not to do what your parents wanted you to do or what you wanted to do a year ago. It's what you want to do right now. The full moon happens on the 16th, and that's a heightening of the previous day. So this full moon is in Aries. You're going to be showered with Aries energy in this 11th house, and it says, go and pursue what you want to achieve. So the beginning of the month is research and feeling your way through these things. Do I like this job? Do I not like this job? Now with this full moon, it gives you the fuel, the power, and the energy to make the changes that you want to make and to identify them. The moon goes into Taurus on the 17th, and it opposes Venus, your midheaven, and Black Moon Lilith in Scorpio in your 6th house. So there's a real sense of coming to terms with what is. You know, I've now understood that I don't like this job. Rather than fight that and rationalize it and make excuses, I now accept it, and I feel at peace with the fact that I'm going to have to make changes in future. That extends through the 18th. Then on the 19th, the moon moves into your sign of Gemini in your 1st house. And the 19th is the pace of this day is super fast because you've got a grand cross now appearing in the chart. Out of all the signs of the zodiac, you may be able to handle this best. And rather than just get muddled, this may be a day where several opportunities appear to you at once. And by looking out for opportunities, you may really be able to make changes when it comes to your work and to the relationships you have at work. Communication is key. On the 20th, the moon is still in your sign of Gemini, and it trines the sun in Libra in your 5th. So this is the best day to communicate on a romantic level with a partner and to try and get some sort of commitment out of the other person, so you know where you're at. Mars squares Uranus on the 21st, and that's another important aspect because it stays in place until the 4th of November. Mars drive Uranus, my hopes and dreams, they kind of come together and again pour you on to a certain degree, because you're really going to be focused on how can I make my working life better, and Uranus is going to be sitting in the background and say, well, but is this really what you want? Is it really what you want? Sometimes, you know, we have to take stepping stones in our careers to get to where we ultimately want to go. So sometimes, yes, we do have to rationalize certain career moves. You know, if you want to get to CEO, you may have to work as vice president for a while, even though you don't want to be a vice president. And Uranus doesn't understand that. Uranus is going to say, are you being truthful to yourself? So if you have an explanation for what you're doing and you feel comfortable about doing it, then you can say, thank you, Uranus, for sharing. I appreciate you looking out for me. Now go pester someone else. If you're really not clear and you're totally going down the wrong track, Uranus is going to say, hang on a minute, you're really not following your dreams here. Step back, reconfigure this whole thing and go after your dreams. It's really tough there, it's like tough love, saying follow your dreams, follow your dreams. And if you screw up, I'm not going to let you get away with it. That's in place until the 4th of November. The 22nd sees Venus and Saturn starting to form a conjunction in your 7th house. So it's like a piano being dropped. It's suddenly your relationships become rock solid. And you've been tweaking them, and you've been thinking about them, and you've been chatting and dodging bullets and stuff the whole month. And now they become much more solid, and now all of that stuff quietens down and your relationships click back into place. So the beginning of the month is really a time when you can alter things for the better, especially romantically. And now is the engagement ring. Now is the wedding. You know, now things are becoming real and solid, and they become what they're actually going to be. They become realized, if you see what I mean. That stays in place until the 4th of November. So again, this period from the 22nd until the 4th, great time to propose, to move in together, to make a commitment to do all of those things. It's also the last quarter moon, so there'll be a sense of things are winding down a little bit. And like you can relax a little bit. And also the sun moves into Scorpio. So happy birthday, Scorpios. We're now moving into your time of the year, and this fuzzy Libran energy is now gone, and things become deep and profound and serious. That's what Scorpio is. On the 23rd, the moon, Saturn, and Venus, they start to form a trine, and you feel very, very confident about your relationships on this day. And you may even start going around boasting, saying, oh my God, I've got the best girlfriend and I gave her an 8-carat diamond and look at her, she's the best. You may get on other people's nerves if you are really boasting how great everything is going for you. Boasting in general doesn't go down well. I mean, good for you that things are going well in your romantic life, great, but don't put yourself in situations where other people may start to resent you for the good stuff that you've got going on. If you absolutely do have to boast, and if you do have to inform other people that you're doing very, very well, spend time with people who you know care about you and have your best interests at heart. They will actually be happy for you. There's a lot of fire going on the next day as well, on the 24th, so keep that in check over these 2 days. On the 25th and 26th, the moon now goes into Virgo, very different, very sober, very analytical, in your 4th house on top of your North Node. So this is a 2-day period where you can really sort out your family relationships. And remember, romance is a big theme. You can sort out the day-to-day routine, structure, detail, information that's involved with your romantic life and really get things planned out and sorted out. Do you want to be with this man for the next 20 years? Well, you can plan that future today on the 25th and 26th, and you can really look ahead. It extends through until the 27th as well, although the moon on this day trines the rising in Capricorn. So it becomes almost like you look at these things almost like work. You know, you're not going to be so, oh, how wonderful, I can plan the wedding. It's like, oh, you know, I have to plan the wedding now. So there's a lack of gratitude and there's a sense of reluctance and not wanting to put in the work. So use the 25th and the 26th, they're better. On the 28th and 29th, the moon is in Libra on top of Jupiter in Libra in your 5th house. So these are the other 2 days where love and romance and passion and having fun are really, really good. And this is like a throwback to the beginning of the month where things are kind of fluffy. So this is the last time you're going to see that surface level fun frivolity of Libra in your chart for a while. So make use of it. It's going to feel really positive. The new moon happens on the 30th, and this is the second new moon that we've got in this month, and that doesn't happen very often. when that happens with full moons, it's called a blue moon, once in a blue moon, that's why it's, you know, it's rare. When it happens with the new moon, it's a black moon, and it's seen as especially intense. So the new moon is a time of setting intentions. Scorpio, it's about discovering your true feelings, but because it's the second new moon, it takes on an almost Wiccan, magical, kind of Halloweeny, profound spiritual quality to it, especially when it comes to getting in touch with the kind of darker forces. Okay, so for people who are Wiccan, go cast some spells. They'll really be powerful. If you're not into that, focus on the dark things that sometimes hold you back. You can really look at them and feel comfortable wandering around this darkness, because this new moon is going to enable you to look at some of the tougher things in life. By looking at them, you can heal them and let go of them. Finally, Halloween, the moon sidles up to Black Moon Lilith, so that darkness, that occult kind of energy of the 30th is deepened now by the moon and the black moon coming together, and it's like the soul and the dark night of the soul, they come together. And I'm a big believer that darkness has its place, because it's only by being able to wander around the darkness and by being able to, you know, get rid of things that live in this darkness and that keep you limited or blocked off. If you're actually able to go into these places and engage with these things and to pluck them out, then when it is light again, you can be much happier. So that's why this is a good thing. I hope you have a wonderful month. This is it for you. As far as the forecast is concerned, if you'd like a private reading with me about your love life or your career or your finances or your ability to cast Wiccan spells, who knows, then get in touch with me for a private reading. My website is gregoryscott.com. Just click on the readings tab and you can order your reading with me there. Please remember to subscribe to the channel, and I'll speak to you next month.